It is, as the E denotes, the latest member in BMW's expanding its range of low-emission offerings in Australia. As well as BMW i-branded models, the company also offers plug-in hybrid i-performance versions of the 3 Series, X5, and now the 7 Series. Though beaten to market by the plug-in Mercedes-Benz S500e, the BMW 740e undercuts that model on price by over $90,000 and fuel consumption, but is just 5 kilowatts down on power and provides an extra 20 Nm more torque. On value alone, that means you're likely to see more of the hybrid 7 than the equivalent test. But, in something with the size and heft of a 7 Series, is a hybrid drivetrain the right fit? BMW offered us a quick preview in Australia's first 740e to find out. As its numerical value suggests, the 740e sits alongside the turbocharged 6-cylinder petrol 740i in the 7 Series range, but under the bonnet the 6-cylinder is ditched in favour of a 4-cylinder engine coupled to an electric motor. This is not the first time the company has paired its turbocharged 4-cylinder with a hybrid setup. The 330e and X5's Drive 40e offer a similar setup and both have been on sale in Australia since last year. Combined power figures for the 740e match the 6-cylinder 740i at 240 kilowatts, but the added squirt from the electric motor brings torque up to 500 Nm, compared to 450 Nm for the 740i. The 2.0-litre turbo engine generates 190 kilowatts and 400 Nm on its own, and the electric motor tips in 83 kilowatts and 250 Nm, but the final output figure isn't as straightforward as adding the two peak figures together. Slide behind the wheel of the 740e, thumb the starter button and the digital instrument display comes to life in eerie silence. You are ready to go. No noise, no vibration, with no need to call the petrol engine into action unless the battery charge is low, or maximum acceleration is called for. The 740e ups the refinement factor even further than the already impressive petrol-powered models. A very short drive program meant we couldn't monitor fuel usage, or dive deeply into the drive control modes that allow maximum electric power, a hold function to save battery charge for later, and an auto drive mode that works out how best to balance battery and petrol propulsion. One opportunity we did get was to mash the throttle on an uphill run and watch the power usage gauge in the instrument cluster swing beyond 100% into boost, which opens the taps on both the petrol engine and electric motor. There's a genuine shove in the back, just right for swift overtaking, though the rise in engine revs has the 4-cylinder at its most vocal. It's still hardly what you'd call uncouth though. Gentle driving is more likely to be the 740e's forte, and with the smooth and almost silent drivetrain underneath, and the potential to surpass the diesel 730D's fuel economy with a properly charged battery, 5 hours for a full charge from a wall plug or 2.5 hours with a BMW iWarbox, the 740e should find a successful niche. Price-wise, the regular wheelbase 740e slots in between the petrol-only 740i and long wheelbase 740e and shares its thorough standard equipment list with the 740i. No matter where you look or what you touch, the 740e is properly opulent. In fact, this current generation 7 Series features BMW's best interior effort yet, having learned a few tricks from Rolls-Royce perhaps, with leather covering almost every imaginable surface while rich wood trims and metal finishes are elsewhere on every button and touch point. The quilted Napa leather upholstery is beautiful to sink into, and, as nice as the front seats might be, the rear is the perfect place to breathe in, breathe out, and relax in, although given its huge exterior dimensions, rear legroom could perhaps be just a touch more generous than it is. Infotainment is via the latest generation of iDrive, which links the familiar tombstone screen and rotary controller to a new touchscreen interface with gesture control, allowing basic functions to be controlled by waving a finger in the air. Rear seat passengers also get their own touchscreen tablet that can be released from the center armrest to control climate, media, and more without troubling the driver. With the added hybrid battery packs stored in the rear of the vehicle, boot space takes a dive from the regular 7 Series 515 litres to a more compact 420 litres. Still enough for plenty of luggage, though diligent packing is recommended. Even though we only had a quick spin in the 740e, right now though the early signs are promising. Just like the 330e and X540e before it, the 740e combines efficient city driving with long-range touring ability, eliminating the range anxiety that plagues regular electric vehicles whilst still delivering the zero tailpipe emission benefits in the right conditions. BMW's legendary road feel isn't changed, nor is the 740e stripped of any of the flagship BMW's luxury features. Silence is a true luxury. And good for the planet too.